Welcome to this quick video flying IFR in VTOL. On my left display, I have pulled up my objectives page. This allows us to choose the waypoints throughout the flight. I have pulled up two charts that sit on my lap. They are the instrument departure procedure out of Los Angeles, and I have also pulled up the approach plate into Aspen Airport. On my right display, I have pulled up the communications page, which allows us to receive a glide slope during our final approach phase. For today's flight, we will be departing using the Dipper 1 departure out of Los Angeles. It consists of a climb on heading 270 till we reach 4,000 feet. Then a right turn heading 030. Then it just says thence, which means read the following line below starting with ... which states expect radar vectors to first fix on approach. But as we don't have ATC on at the moment, we will just go direct to our first fix on our approach. We are now ready for takeoff. Landing lights on. Clear left. Clear right. Runway 27 is verified. Takeoff. Takeoff thrust set. Airspeed alive. 140 knots, rotate. Positive rate, gear up. We will now reduce slight power, as we don't want to bust the 250 knots restriction, below 10,000. I'm going to turn my speed autopilot on, as it just makes flying so much easier with a jet like this. But if you are up for the challenge, feel free to keep it on. I'm now just focusing on keeping my heading on 270, while also watching my altitude so I know when I reach 4,000 feet. Okay, let's do our after takeoff checks. Landing light off. That's 4,000 feet. Here comes our right turn. I'm trying to make as close to a standard rate as possible, so I'm looking for about 15-degree bank on my attitude indicator. We are now passing 10,000. Let's increase our speed slightly. And whoops, there is 12,000 feet. Let's pitch down. You can see how easy it is to get distracted. I'm also going to change my course, so we are going directly towards Nerds from our present position. At this point, I'm going to get set up for the approach phase of the flight. The next point is going to be Waco. So we will get that fix ready to hit direct to. Okay, now that we are in cruise, let's brief our approach. We are doing the GPS approach into runway 20 into Aspen. Our final approach course will be 196. Missed approach is not available at this airport, so we only have one shot at getting down. Once we pass over Nerds, which is what we are currently direct to, we will then turn right heading 090 and descend down to 7,500 feet. Notice how Waco has a speed restriction of 220 knots or below annotated with the line above. Once we reach fire, we can connect to the glide slope by using my communication page. We will be flying the LPV approach, so we will use the LPV minimums of 4,050. That was the briefing of the LPV approach into Aspen Airport. We are now about 5 miles away from Nerds, so let's slow down a bit to get ready for the approach. Okay, we are now approaching Nerds. I will now change the course to 090 and hit waypoint on my objectives page to go direct to Waco. We will now descend down to our next altitude of 7,500. We will also make sure our speed is below the Waco speed restriction. I'm going to get slightly configured by setting flaps 1, so we are ready for final approach. Now that we are established on course direct towards Waco, I'm going to get our next waypoint ready, which is Boiler. We will now go direct to Boiler. So I'll hit waypoint and change my course on my HSI. At this point, I was getting super disoriented. Notice my altitude is below 7,000 feet. So I decided to go flaps down and gear down, so I don't need to do that while on final approach. I also disengaged the speed autopilot as I felt it was messing me up. You will see later why that was a bad idea. Okay, we are now reaching Boiler, so let's hit direct fire and active the glide slope by selecting the airport in our communications menu.
Alpha 1-1 tower, cleared to land at runway 20.
Take a look at my speed. While I was setting all that up, I forgot to fly the airplane. So now we are at almost 300 knots. I immediately reduce power and add some speed brakes. We now need to align ourselves with the localizer and glide slope. Now that we are established, my main priority is to keep us established and watch my altitude carefully so I know when we reach minimums of 4,050. Landing lights on. Okay, that's about 4,050. We will now lift our eyes and look outside. Runway 20 is verified, we are cleared to land. Brakes manual.
Welcome back. Follow the taxi path to your parking area.
Very unstable approach, but we made it. Thanks for watching this flight on the Hawks and Talks IFR map. Go Chiefs!